Hi, welcome back to the Carver's Wood Shop. This is Arlene from Honeybrook, PA. And I had a gentleman from Germany that emailed me that he had a knife that he could not sharpen. And I told him by the end of the weekend I would have something up for him. What I want to show you right now, this is just a regular drill that I used. I bought a new one at Christmas time when they had the sales. You can get them from anywhere from $25 to $50. This does not have the feature where it will keep the speed with a button. I wish it would have that, but it doesn't. But you can go forward and reverse on this drill. And the nice thing about it is what I bought was I bought one of these. If I could find it here, show it to you. I found one of these discs, 5-inch discs, universal sanding kit. And this universal sanding kit is what I use a lot of times. It has a mandrel on it that you just take along, and I try to do things that are kind of simple for the simple in a sense that you can take it along. You can take this with you anywhere. It's battery operated. And how I sharpen up knives with this, it's important the shape of the blade, and this is what I use to shape the blade. Let me just explain to you what is the most secret thing, or some people understand it and some people don't. When you have a knife, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this in two sections. What we do is I hold this on my lap, and the nice thing about the drill is you can do any speed, but you have to sharpen with one hand. That's the only drawback. You can't use two hands unless you found some way to have it stationary that you can. What I've done, I'll use an old knife of mine that's not really in any shape to do anything. The most important thing when you do this is an old one that I created a few years ago. What you want to do is have the sharpness of the knife going, you want this thing turning away from your blade. So we're going to flip it the other way. And what you do is you just hold it on. You can hold it with your other finger on there. I hope you can see that. And you don't want to leave it on there too long because it does get hot. But also, using this technique, you don't end up burning or ruining the steel because it doesn't get hot enough to burn. Once it starts turning black, it's done. Then you have to kind of take that all away and start over. I usually work with a Rockwell hardness of 58 or higher. I used to make my own knives out of straight razors, decided not to do that anymore. I'm a lot into pocket knives, and the pocket knives that I use, and if you're only a veteran carver, would I recommend this? I use what's called a Rough Rider. I bought these on eBay. They're like $15, $16 a piece. And they're really, really nice. There's 3 blades in it. You can close it up. You can close it up and use it whenever. And you can put it in your pocket. You don't have to worry about nicking it and stuff. That's why I like the pocket knife. So I carve a lot with this knife that you see here. But what I'm trying to explain to you is how to hold this. And so you just go ahead and push this down, and then I have about 2 of these mandrels and 5-inch discs that I switch them out. I have a finer one, and then I go to a wheel such as this. We can pop this out like so. Put this one on here. Whoops. Okay, and then we have a power strut to do our final, to take that burr off, and then I take it to that stick. So that's how I do it. And the reason I do it with this, I can take it with me anywhere. That's the nice thing about it. I just want to explain something to you, and once I go on another tape, I'll explain it even more. This is looking at the knife from the end of the knife, okay, the very, very end. And if you do not have a very flat surface here on the end, you are going to end up not being able to slice the wood as well. So if it's a little bit curved on the end and then there's a point, it's a no-no. If it's concaved or curved inward towards the blade, it's fine. That's really the perfect blade for me. And also if it's absolutely flat and straight. So those are the three things. This is a yes. This will work. Yes. Absolutely no. If you have a little bit of a turn at the end, or you don't have it flat on the stone, it is not going to cut for you. It may cut, but it's not going to glide. The other important thing is getting a sheen on your knife. Okay? When you have a real polished look to it, as you can see there, that will glide through. It's just like when you wax your car and you throw a rag over the car and it just glides to the other side of the car. That's exactly how this works. If it's rough, it's not going to glide through the wood very well. So I hope that explains it. You know, you can take it to this wheel, buy a couple of these. These are only like $5 or $6. This is a little more expensive. You can buy a power straw for about $20. I made my own. I bought the mandrel and I went to a leather shop and bought the wheels and told them how wide I wanted the wheels, and they cut it for me, and I just put it together and used it. So these are actually like 4 or 5 pieces of how I use it. Okay, so good luck to you, and thanks for joining. Bye.